back to SEC Clash. I'm your host, Justin Johnson. Today we're going to be talking about SEC running backs. I'm going to be telling you who the first string and second strings are for these teams, for these SEC teams. And we're also going to be taking a look at the SEC media preseason rankings. So let's go ahead and get right into that. None of these running backs are ranked at all. It's just giving you a list and stats. So first we're going to start off with Alabama. We got Jam Miller as your first string. He had attempts of 145 attempts. He had 668 yards, and he averaged 4.6 yards a carry. He had one touchdown. Next we're going to move to Richard Young. He had 27 attempts for 146 yards. He averaged 5.4 yards a gain. He had two touchdowns. He's your backup. I think Alabama's going to be pretty good. Got a good, a better front line this year. I think they'll do pretty good on the running game. We'll see how that goes for them. Next, we're going to move to Arkansas. We got Brian Russell. He had 67 attempts. He had 354 yards and 5.3 yards a carry, and had three touchdowns. He's going to be your starting. And then next, for your backup, you got Micah Washington. He played at New Mexico last season, so he's a transfer. He had 157 attempts, 725 yards, and he averaged 4.6 yards a carry, and he had 8 touchdowns. Next, we're going to move to Auburn. First string is going to be Amari Ashton. Sorry, I'm butchering some of these. You have to bear with me. I try to say them the best I can. I need to get better at them. But he had 52 attempts. He had 276 yards. He had 5.3 yards a carry, and he had 3 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Jeremiah Cobb. He had 29 attempts. For 143 yards. He averaged 4.9 yards a carry, and he didn't have any touchdowns. He's just coming in. Next, we're going to go to Florida. And we got a guy that everybody's excited about for Florida. We got Jaden Baugh. He had 133 attempts. He had 673 yards. And he averaged 5.1 yards a carry. He had 7 touchdowns. Really good. Everybody's really excited for this guy on the Florida side. Jacoby Jackson will be your backup. He had 95 attempts, 509 yards, and 5.4 yards a carry, and 7 touchdowns. Next, we're going to go to Georgia. Also, another one everybody's really excited about over there at Georgia, Nate Frazier. Attempts, he had 133 yards. He had 671. He averaged 5 yards a carry and had 8 touchdowns, which is really good. Really good. Next behind him, you got Josh McCray. He played at Illinois last year, transfer. He had 117 attempts over there. He ran for 606 yards, and he had 5.2 yards a carry. Had 10 touchdowns on that year. Next, we're going to go to Kentucky. Kentucky, we got Dante Dorwell. He transferred from Nebraska. Attempts, he had 143 yards. He had 614. He averaged 4.3 yards a carry. He had 12 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Jason Patterson. Attempts, he had 20. He had 111 yards, and he had 5.5 yards a carry and no touchdowns. Next, we're going to go to LSU. We had Caden Durham. He had 140 attempts for 753 yards. He averaged 5.4 yards a carry and had 6 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Caleb Jackson. He had 44 attempts, 150 yards, and 3.4 yards a carry, and no touchdowns. Next, we're going to move to Ole Miss. We got Logan Diggs. I had one attempt for 15 yards. He didn't really have nothing going on. He didn't get to play a whole lot. Behind him, you got Dermine Taylor. Transferred from Troy, coming to Ole Miss. Attempts, he had 173 yards. He had 1,010 yards. He averaged 5.8 yards a carry and had 7 touchdowns. Next, we're going to move to Mississippi State. We got Davon Booth. He had 152 attempts. He had 759 yards, and he averaged 5 yards a carry. He had 5 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Fluff Bothwell, transferred from South Alabama to Mississippi State. He had 111 attempts for 832 yards. He averaged 7.5 yards a carry and had 13 touchdowns. I think I'd be really good for them. That's a good combination right there with Davon Booth and Fluff Bothwell. Next, we're going to go to Missouri. We had Ahmad Hardy, transferred from ULM to Missouri. He had 237 attempts for 1,315 yards. He had 5.7 yards a carry and 13 touchdowns. Talk about a guy who has had the reps. I know Missouri is glad to get him. He's a transfer. Then they got Jamal Roberts. Attempts. He had 50 attempts. He had 216 yards, and he averaged 4.1 yards a carry. He had 3 touchdowns. Next, we're going to go to South Carolina. We had Rachel Fasham. He transferred from Utah State. He had 198 attempts. He had 1,109 yards. He averaged 5.6 yards a carry and 8 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Isaiah Augustave. Bear with me. Augustave, he transferred from Colorado. He had 85 attempts and 384 yards, 4.5 yards a carry, and 4 touchdowns. Next, we're going to move to Oklahoma. We got Jaden Ott, a transfer from Cal. He had 116 attempts and 385 yards. He averaged 3.3 yards a carry and had 4 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Javante Barnes, 122 attempts, 577 yards. He had 4.7 yards a carry and had 5 touchdowns. Next, we're going to go to Tennessee. You got Dejon Bishop. He had 74 attempts, 455 yards, and he averaged 6.1 yards a carry and had 3 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Peyton Lewis. He had 64 attempts, 339 yards, 5.3 yards a carry, and 3 touchdowns. Next, we're going to go to Texas. Texas had Trey Walsh. He had 226 attempts, 1,064 yards, 4.7 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns. Really nice for him. Behind him, we got C.J. Baxter. He had 138 attempts. He had 659 yards. He had 4.8 yards a carry and had 5 touchdowns. Next, we're going to move to Texas A&M. We had Le'Veon Moss at 121 attempts, 765 yards, and 6.3 yards a carry. That's very good. And he had 10 touchdowns. Looking very nice. Next, we're going to move behind him. We got Reuben Owens. He had 16 attempts for 66 yards, 4.1 yards a carry, and no touchdowns. Didn't get a lot of playing time. Very last, we got Vanderbilt. We got Cedric Alexander Jr. He had 166 attempts, 586 yards. He had averaged 3.6 yards a carry and had 6 touchdowns. Behind him, you got Malcolm Young. I think I'm saying that right. I might be butchering it. Transfer from New Mexico. He had 28 attempts, 191 yards, and 6.8 yards a carry. And he had two touchdowns. Now, I'm going to be talking about the preseason media polls rankings for the SEC. Let's go through these. So at number 1, they have Texas. Number 2, they have Georgia. Number 3, they have Alabama. Number 4, they have LSU. Number 5, they have South Carolina. Number 6, they have Florida. 7, Ole Miss. 8, Texas A&M. 9, Tennessee. 10, Oklahoma. 11, Auburn. 12, Missouri. 13, Vanderbilt. 14, Arkansas. 15, Kentucky. And 16, Mississippi State. I'm going to go through these at number 1 and number 2. Number 1, you got Texas. Number 2, you got Georgia. I think either way you can flip those back and forth. Some people might debate and say Georgia needs to be over Texas because it seemed like last year Texas just couldn't get one over on Georgia. Georgia beat them both times. But I think either way you put those, you can't be wrong. And number 3, you got Alabama. I really like Alabama. I think they're going to be a better team. I think they're going to be stronger in the run game. I think their offensive line is going to be really good. I really like them at number 3. Number 4, I got LSU. Offensive-wise, I trust Brian Kelly. Defensive-wise, I have no idea, but I do like him at number 4. I know they're really glad to have Garrett Nussmeier back, and they got a lot of things going on that's good for them. So at number 4, I like them. 5, South Carolina. LSU and South Carolina. Maybe you could switch those up. Maybe you could. South Carolina looks really good. North Sellers. I think you could switch. I think you could switch them. But either way, I think you can't be wrong on that. At number 6, you got Florida. I like that. DJ Lagway. I think Florida has got a lot to prove this year. He's got a really hard schedule. Let's see if they can really keep that spot. Keep number 6. If not, do any better. I like 6 for them. 7, Ole Miss. Now, I would have put Ole Miss higher on this, but I see why they did it because they lost a whole lot, and that's really going to hurt them. They have the least returning production in the SEC, so that's really going to hurt them. So Ole Miss at number 7, I'd say that's about right until we see how they come out this year. 8, I got Texas A&M. I think you need to put Texas A&M over Ole Miss at this point. I think a lot of people are slipping on Texas A&M. Marcel Reed, I really like them. I think this Texas A&M team is going to surprise a lot of people and do really good this year. I'm really high on Texas A&M this year. So really, I would probably put Texas A&M at number 7 and put Ole Miss at number 8. Now at number 9, we got Tennessee. A lot of people ain't going to like that. A lot of people think they should be in front of Texas A&M and Ole Miss. With a new quarterback coming in and a lot of unknowing on that, I think that's why they got them at number 9. You could switch all 3 of those, and I don't think you could be wrong with Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Tennessee, but they do have Tennessee at number 9. Now, at number 10, you got Oklahoma. I know they're supposed to be a lot better, but I do like them right here for now until we get farther into it. There's just a lot unknown until we start seeing teams play. And I'm not talking about play cupcake games at the beginning of the season. I'm talking about really getting to some SEC play. Now, I know some teams like Texas and some of these other teams got some tough, first week games. But for the rest of these teams, it's going to be really hard to go on what they got to do. Next, we got 11. We got Auburn. And 12, Missouri. I really think that Missouri should be over Auburn. I really do think that. I think you switch them up. I think you make Auburn, you make them 12, you make Missouri 11. And maybe even Vanderbilt's at 13. Maybe even put them over Auburn. But they're supposed to be better this year. I don't trust Hugh Freeze. I don't know. He's going to have to show me before I start believing in him. So I say you put Missouri at 11, you put Vanderbilt at 12, and you put Auburn at 13. 14, you got Arkansas. Yep, that's where I'd put them. They got a lot to prove. 15, you got Kentucky. I like that. Got a lot to prove. Was the second worst last team. Second worst last year. So, yeah, I'd have them there. In Mississippi State, of course, at number 16. And that's where I would put them. Sorry, my dogs have been barking, having a fit. But thank you for tuning in to SEC Clash, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.